What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Nerf Zombie Strike QUADROT. QUADROT. That's right, QUADROT. I don't know where Nerf is getting these names, but that's definitely one of the weirder ones. QUADROT. Now, I get the quad as it's shooting 4 darts, but rot. I don't know. I guess Zombie Strike because they're rotting. I guess that makes sense. Just a little weird to me, but nevertheless, we'll go ahead and check this blaster out. It is a pretty cool small little pistol. It's got a 4-shot Smart AR in the front and a pullback prime a la Fire Strike. So for $10, I think this could be a cool blaster. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the back of the box. Typical Zombie Strike stuff there. Will come with only 4 darts, so you will be able to load your blaster only once. And it's telling you to use only official Nerf darts. And that is a bad idea. They are way overpriced, and the only decent Nerf dart out there is the AccuStrike dart, and those are extremely overpriced. So when you start selling your darts at a reasonable price, maybe then I will recommend them. But until then, I recommend using off-brand darts. Adventure Force has a pretty good waffle dart that I recommend, and then there's tons made in China that I would recommend. So let's go ahead and keep on with this review and ignore the weird use official Nerf darts only sign. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. I guess your instructions are on the bottom of the box if you get confused, but I think everybody knows how to work this one, so we won't worry about that. We get our QUADROT and our 4 Zombie Strike darts. So let's go ahead and load this puppy up. Alright, so this is the blaster, very small, probably pretty holsterable, which is nice. I may try to see if this will fit in a holster. I don't think it will fit in a normal pistol holster as this is too wide, but I'm sure a holster could be made to fit this pretty well and even possibly be able to be put on a tack vest, and let alone obviously a hip holster or leg holster or something like that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty nicely sized blaster for a pistol. Pretty small, pretty thin, so that is good. The grip is a little small and definitely not the most comfortable with the screws and drill bit or something in there, and then we have like a screw here, and then obviously you have your wrap. Pretty common aesthetics for a Zombie Strike blaster with the nuts and bolts, and then we have a tactical rail on top, and then we have our pullback prime, which is like 2 screws, and probably not going to be the most comfortable. Oh, it actually says 5/16 on the top of here, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, they go all out with the nuts and bolts kind of thing to put these blasters together. I don't think this one is as ridiculous as some, but if it's an aesthetic thing. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like I said, the grip is a little bit small, but not terrible. For a small pistol, you don't really want like a huge handle, because then it's going to be a little bit harder to holster. And I can get my whole hand on there, so that's pretty nice. Obviously, it's going to be a pullback prime, just like that. And let's go ahead and fire it off, why don't we? Actually seems like it has decent performance, so pretty excited about this. I think this could be a really cool sidearm. The trigger pull is actually pretty nice and tough. It's got a nice spring behind there. It's nice. I like it. It's very comfortable. It's got a very thick front, which I actually like. I think that's nice, so you can use your whole finger on there and it's not going to dig into it. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this thing outside, put it over the chronograph in the range, and see what kind of performance we're getting. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and put the QUADROT over the chronograph and on the range. We went ahead and grabbed a few different types of darts to test out: AccuFakes, AccuStrikes, and those previously mentioned Adventure Force waffle darts. And we'll see how all those do over the chronograph. Pretty interested to see how this is going to do. I think it has reasonably decent power for a pistol. Here we go. 74. 73. 67. 63. So yeah, a normal Smart AR is going to lose power as it goes down the system there, but pretty darn good performance out of those. All right, moving on to the AccuStrike darts. 71, 67, 62, 59. All right, the Adventure Force darts. 66, 64, 63, 61. So we got the AccuFake darts loaded up here, and we'll see how those do now. 68, 63, 60, 61. Pretty good. Let's go check out those ranges. All right, so obviously the ones that come out the bottom are getting less FPS and less range. A few here at 30, 2 of the Adventure Force and 2 of the original AccuStrike darts. And then we have a few here around that 33 to 36 foot range. And then we have the furthest Adventure Force right here and the furthest AccuFake right here, and that's just short of 39 feet. We have one Elite. Those are going to go the furthest, but with very little accuracy because they are the lightest. Furthest AccuStrike at 40. We have another original Zombie Strike there at 43. And then we have the 2 furthest were the Zombie Strike darts at 52 and 56 feet respectively. Those kind of just took off upwards, and that's kind of why they got more range. But yeah, not nearly as much accuracy with those, so I prefer all the other 3 darts more so than those. But let's go back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, you guys. Well, the QUADROT performed pretty darn well, I think, over the chronograph, especially for something that is so small. And this is a very small pistol. Like, I really like the size of this a lot. It's pretty comfortable for something you're really not going to use a ton. Like, it's not a primary where comfort is super, super important. I really like how thin it is. It would be very easy to find a holster for this, I would think, and attach it to your chest rig, or obviously putting it on a drop leg or something like that would be very easy to do. So I'm going to do a quick size comparison to kind of show you how much smaller this is over a hammer shot. Here's the hammer shot, here's the QUADROT. And as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller, shorter, definitely thinner, probably half as thick as a hammer shot, and you're really only losing 1 shot in stock form. Pretty good. And this obviously does not hit quite as hard as this does. So I think this is pretty sweet. I think this is a viable option. Now obviously it does take 2 hands to use, so the hammer shot does have that advantage. So I'm not saying this is better than a hammer shot. It's just different, and I think it's a viable option. I think this would be great for a backup pistol for HVZ, a great secondary for PvP, and definitely something to consider. This definitely probably has some pretty good mod potential, as it's basically a fire strike. So if you would like to see a mod guide for this, let me know. It should be a pretty easy mod guide to do, and I'd be happy to do it. Yeah, and I think we could get even better performance out of this. Now, for people that are watching this that aren't familiar with Smart AR systems, or just kind of new to Nerf, you do not want to leave darts stored in your blaster with a Smart AR system. There are springs in there, and if you leave them in there, it can weaken those springs, and then the blaster will not function as it's supposed to. So that's very important. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of the QUADROT. I know it's not the most exciting blaster, but I do think there's a place for this blaster. I think it's a neat addition, and I like it a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button. Please subscribe, and as always, peace out.